In the beginning, it was pretty awesome. I felt like a queen and all. Had a driver and everything. But as time went on, then I started to see who she really is. She has a sweet mouth. She knows how to convince you and deceive you in a nice way without you knowing her. She just knows how to manipulate your mind. My major issue with her was when I was going for Miss World.
Okay.
And she asked me to raise $10,000.
She asked you to raise $10,000? Yes. From where?
That's a problem because I'm 19 years old and you don't expect me to go and ask my father for $10,000. So when I'm going to school, what money will he give to me to send to school?
Okay. So when she asked you to raise $10,000, did you ask her where you're going to get it from and what for?
I asked her. She said it's the registration fee for Miss World, and everybody pays for it. And
you have to pay for the registration fee yourself.
Yes, you have to. And she included it into the contract, so it doesn't seem like she's just saying it.
Okay.
Yeah, so she says I should go for like sponsorships, go to companies, and tell them I'm going for Miss World and ask for funds to go. That's how I'm supposed to raise the money.
Okay.
But in Ghana, nobody's going to give you any free money.
Nobody was going to give you any free money. How did you know?
No.
How do you know nobody?
Because I tried it.
Okay, and when you tried it, what was your experience like?
It was sad. It was sad because I got bounced so many times. Like, people weren't just interested. I mean, a lot of girls come and go. So what makes you special? What makes you different? Why should I give you money, a whole $10,000 just to participate in a contest that we aren't even sure if you're going to win or not? What are they getting from it? That's what everybody kept asking. And so I went to tell her and she drew up a proposal. But the proposal wasn't worth that 10,000 grand. So, I mean, there was no hope.
Okay.
Until I asked, what's his name? Akame. It was Oko van der Poy.
Okay.
And he gave me $5,000. And I told Ina that I don't have, I can't get any money from anywhere because my clothing and everything, I was taking care of it myself. So I was already broke in the first place. So the $10,000 that she was mentioning, it was like, yo, if somebody dashes me that money, that's a dream come true.
Okay.
Yeah, so I spoke to this girl, Miss Sarah Leon, and I asked her how much she was paying to go to Miss World. I texted her on Instagram, and I asked for her WhatsApp number so we can talk. So I was asking her, how much she was paying, and she told me she was paying $5,000.
So how come your contract said 10,000?
Exactly. I don't know why.
But when you went to Miss World, did you ever find out what the actual entry sort of fee is? This is information I believe you should be able to get yourself, but not very much being reliant on.
Yeah, I asked another African. I asked a few Africans, and they all said 5,000. But then the Europeans said theirs was 10,000. I figured because of the country.
Okay, so eventually, what happened to your $10,000? How were you able to put it together?
I couldn't raise the other 5,000, so I just left it like that. But I ended up going, so I don't know what happened to it.
So you don't know whether Ina had to pay it herself or something happened?
I doubt. I know normally they have to pay a license holder's fee, but I don't know how much it is.
Okay, so reasonably, the license holder's fee shouldn't come out of your pocket. You don't hold the license.
Even the registration fee shouldn't come out. I'm the queen. I'm not supposed to be paying that kind of money. I mean, if I knew Miss Ghana is going to lead me back to hustling, then there was no use in the first place.
But my issue is, before you won Miss Ghana, did you ever know about these sort of arrangements as having had a look at the contract? So you didn't know that if you win Miss Ghana, you would be compelled to come up with $10,000 for say?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know anything about Miss Ghana before I joined. I just joined for fun.
And even when you joined, I want to know, because if you're entering into a competition, at least you should be given a full knowledge as to the terms and conditions if you win. Of course, what if you won and then there was a contract on the table saying, you know what, you have to go kill your mom? This is very much, an exaggerated form of anything at all. I'm just trying to put it out there.
There was a contract, all right.
Okay.
And how she did it was, the moment we were chosen top 20, she called all of us to a room and then she read out the contract. She gave us copies. And then she asked, do you all understand? And we said yes. Now, there are some specific details that were not included in that contract because it's meant for the winner.
Okay, so it is in that thereafter contract that you would then come to realize the $10,000.
Yes.
So the perhaps I would call it the initial contract didn't have any sort of detail on. Okay.
It just spoke about your duties as a queen. And also said something about raising 10,000 Ghana cedis every month.
So which one said raising $10,000 Ghana cedis every month?
The final contract.
The initial one didn't say anything like that.
No, the initial one.
So apart from having to come up with $10,000 for the Miss World competition, you are also required to raise 10,000 Ghana cedis every month. What for?
I don't know.
Come on, Delali, you are 19, I understand, but
sweetheart, I didn't even try to raise the money, so
yeah, but
it didn't make sense.
You didn't make sense. You didn't try to raise it, and
the thing is, if you ask Ina, she will not give you a direct answer.
Okay.
And the way she used to treat us, we couldn't even ask her any question because it's like, you're scared.
Why are you scared? You live in a very liberal country. You wouldn't let somebody just impose anything on you at all.
Yeah, but the way you see, that's the thing. You have to come into contact with her to know the way she talks. She has a very, I don't even know the word to describe the way she talks. You can't, unless you gather some amount of courage. And that took some time. Initially, in the beginning, you can't question her.
My fundamental issue with all you girls, and I'm going to speak to Giuseppina and other many others, is you people go through this sort of like appalling treatment and perhaps deceit.
Yeah.
But you don't come out to tell others, and somewhat I would say, you aid, in getting other women into this competition, and they come to face the same obstacle 1 year after, another. And Ina continues to manipulate, as you would put it, these young girls in a way that is unpleasant and unacceptable.
Yeah. Well,
you've had your struggles, you've had car issues, you've had this. Almost all of you have had the same issue. It goes down to the heart of the organization. It does seem like, let's say if you are the problem, right? Giuseppina can't be the problem, and everybody cannot be the problem except Ina.
Yeah.
And it does seem like the repetition itself is a clear indication that the problem lies with the organization and it lies with Ina. Yet nobody is able to come out there, speak about it robustly, to be able to actually somewhat send out signals to other people contemplating on becoming, part of this pageant. So would you say, it was worth it? Like Miss Ghana was worth it?
It wasn't. The only thing that is actually worth being the Miss Ghana is when you go to another country, they respect you a lot. But in your own country, it's trash.
Did you ever get anything with you out of it? Like any valuable experience, valuable contacts,
Nothing. Honestly, nothing.
Yet you had to go through a lot to be able to perhaps, keep the year end going on. And after Miss Ghana, what have you been up to? What are some of the? I just want to, like, some of the packages or some of the conditions created for you as Miss Ghana to be able to usher you into a prospective future or a future of decency or opportunities. Do you get anything at all?
No. Unless you fight for yourself. Like, I don't. In the contract, it says that you cannot work with any of the sponsored people from Miss Ghana after your reign for the initial 2 years after your reign.
Okay.
So it makes it difficult. So even if you even get to know people, you get the communicate. It's difficult for them to use you. And after 2 years, it's like you're faded and there's a new queen.
Yeah. So they would want to deal with that one.
Exactly. So it's more or less like, that's it. We are done with you. You can go.
It's alleged that you girls were pimped out somehow. Perhaps it wouldn't be direct, but based on.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So how was it like? Tell me about it.
So when it was about raising the money.
Okay.
And then she told me there was this man. His father passed away, but then I think he's the owner of Imperial General Assurance. I think they have a group or something like that. I don't remember his name. And he lives in Nungwa.
Okay.
So in the evening after work, she was like, he could give us the money. But, she knows I'm not really friendly with the kind of sponsors. So she was telling me that when I go and see him, I shouldn't be rude. I should be sweet. Like, anything he says, I should say I hear, it's fine. And she's not telling me to date him, but I should be smart. And I said, I don't know how to do that.
Okay, what only matters is not. I'm not telling you to date him, but you have to be smart.
I don't know what she meant by it, but I could only draw my own conclusion.
So were you supposed to go and see this man alone?
No, she took me there with the other queens and the Miss Ghana guys.
Okay. And were you at any point in time going to be left alone, with this man?
Yes, without my knowledge. So how I found out was they were having dinner at 10 p.m. and I wasn't interested in eating. So I was asking the man where I could charge my phone because I wanted to chat with my friends. And then, he was taking me to a socket that was close by the dining room. And then I was telling him that we are tired. Aren't you tired? Like, we want to go home. He says, oh, he's very tired. But why you say you want to go home? I thought you are sleeping over here.
The man actually said he thought you were sleeping over.
Yeah, that's what he said. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm really not. And he said, oh, okay, wow. And that was it.
So it does seem like from this conversation, Ina had perhaps arranged with this man that you were going to sleep over, which you had no knowledge about.
Exactly.
And do you confront Ina about this?
No, I didn't ask her anything.
Why?
Because even if I did, she would deny it.
And you think, honestly, that she knew the man was expecting you to stay behind?
I'm sure she knew. Because she was happy when I was talking to him. She didn't know that I was asking him for a socket to charge my phone.
Oh, so she thought you guys were actually getting on well within
yes.
A private conversation context.
Yeah.
So how would you describe your relationship with Ina today?
It's very rocky. I will not say we have a relationship. She's just somebody I happen to know. If I see her, hello, that's basically it. Just, we don't have anything to talk about. We don't have any vibe. There's no relation. There's nothing.
I'm sure you've, over the time, since you become Miss Ghana, dealt with other, previous and perhaps new queens. What has the experiences been as well? What have you heard? And do you sort of find similarities in the way Ina dealt with you, like the pimping issue that we've spoken about?
Oh, yeah. But I think my time, the pimping wasn't that
aggressive.
Great. Yeah, it was on a low. But she didn't like me anyways. She liked my runners-up better. So she always used to compare me to them. And one day I got angry and I asked her, why is it that you crowned me when you like Rebecca? Because she always used to say Rebecca is getting deals, she's getting sponsorships, and I wasn't bringing anything in. Ifatu is also getting deals, and I'm the queen and I'm not doing anything.
And do you by any chance know how Rebecca and the rest were getting their sponsorships and deals?
I have no idea. I can only imagine.
No, yeah, of course, based on your own cost of dealings. But in any way, have you ever heard any of the previous queens or those that came after you saying they were expressly, pushed or told to meet a man or have dinner with a man?
just with Pina. But that was after the competition. The whole thing was during the competition that nobody wanted to talk. I think they felt like Ina had a hold on you. And in the beginning, she actually does. She has a hold on you. She makes you feel like everybody else is lying. And she tells you her version of the story. So it makes you seem like, why are the girls doing that to her? She's a nice person, blah, blah, blah. You get it? So the other girls, the previous queen, feel reluctant to talk to you or tell you anything until something happens and you contact them. So until you contact them, they are not telling you anything.
Okay.
It was only Stephanie that warned me against Ina.
Okay, well, what did Stephanie say?
When it was time for me to raise the money, I was talking to her about it. She was like, there's no need to go. Just, why are you stressing yourself? You can use the money for school and other things. Just forget about it. Because Ina is not worth it.
Why do you think she said that?
Because she felt like the money wasn't going to Miss World, it was going to Ina's pocket. And in fact, everybody else I went to ask for sponsorship from felt the same thing. They usually pass this comment.
But my issue is, if Miss Ghana has no money to take its beauty queens to Miss World, why do you organize the competition then? It's something you should actually have it planned. You have no money to take the winners to the next stage, of a journey. Why do you even start a journey? By burdening the winner with such a huge obstacle to raise money, from an economy or within a society where men will take advantage of them. And you do so by even yourself being somewhat involved in, whatever the men are looking for.
GhanaCelebrities.com.
I honestly don't even know what to say now.
No, so how did you get your car? I learned you had an issue with,
Yeah, so Miss World ended on the 18th of December, and I was supposed to come back to Ghana the next day. Or I was supposed to leave the Miss World premises after was what they said. So I had my family in the US, so I decided to stay back. And Ina wasn't ready to listen to that. She wanted me to come back to Ghana, blah, 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 long story. But I felt like she's done me so much damage in Ghana. I'm not ready to come back and for her to flaunt me around and do all that because she didn't do jack for me. So
okay.
she came up with this thing that I was missing. But then I told her where I was. I told her everything, basically. And she still went ahead and made some news about me being missing. I didn't think it was
you were missing.
Yeah, that's what she said. Like, it came up in Raz Online something that I was missing.
Okay, that you go to the United States and then what? You are missing. Or where did it take place?
No, after the Miss World.
So after the Miss World, you were missing?
She said, after the Miss World, yes, I'm missing. She doesn't know where I am. The representative of Ghana, she can't find her. Some long drama.
So that was that was a cooked up lie.
Yeah, that was her cooked up lie. And so she took the car to her house.
Okay.
And when I came back to Ghana, she refused to give me the car.
How long did you stay behind for?
My passport first. I stayed for almost 2 weeks.
Okay, so you stayed extra 2 weeks.
Yeah. And
then when you came to Ghana, what happened?
Oh, she refused to give me the car. She said I have to bring my passport before she gives me the car. And I didn't understand
bring
why
your personal passport, your property.
Yes.
To her, why? Was she the one who made the passport for you? Did she pay for it?
I really didn't understand why, so one second. Okay. So
GhanaCelebrities.com.
Yeah, so I didn't send the passport, so I wasn't driving the car for a while. And I decided to end this because she wasn't planning on doing Miss Ghana 2016. And I wasn't planning on doing Miss Ghana for 2 years.
Okay.
So that's what happened, and then Ifa came along the line So she didn't see why I should get a car. So I had to bring a lawyer in this because I told you I'm done. I want to leave. So I think it's time for you to hand over the prizes you said you'll give.
And how was that battle,
Oh,
like?
It was terrible. It was terrible. It was back and forth.
But eventually she gave you the car.
Oh, yes, because, she was fighting with a lawyer. If she didn't give it to me, we were going to go to court. And I'm not sure she wanted all her drama to be out for, the whole, everybody to hear.
So you think it was the threat of, a lawsuit that actually,
Oh, yes, it was.
came to your aid, and that was why she handed over the car to you?
Yes.
So if you had not taken that step, perhaps you wouldn't have gotten anything at all, like?
Oh, she wouldn't have. She passed a comment to one of my runners up that I'm stubborn, I don't listen to her when she talks, and so she's going to punish me, and she wouldn't give me the car.